Hello guys and welcome back to this new video. Today I have a very exciting match and vlog for you guys. You're used to seeing insane matches on this channel by now. I tend to play a lot of those. I'm back to playing on hardcore now, which is the surface that I most love, so I'm excited for that. But first I need to give you a little recap on what happened on clay and the tournaments I played after my last video, why I haven't shown them to you, how the matches went and so on. So the update since last video is pretty much that clay court season went wrong. Not completely wrong, but I mean, it didn't go as well as we were hoping. Since last video I played 3 more tournaments with mixed results overall, and I haven't been able to show you videos because they wouldn't let me record. Sometimes it was impossible to set up my phone. Other times the supervisors complained that I wasn't supposed to be recording my matches and so on. So unfortunately, I did have some good matches in there, but I won't be able to show you guys. But I'll give you a little recap and kind of we'll go through how it went. So after Portugal, I went to Bosnia to play a 15K event, and I lost first round in the third set to Jack Lodge, a very good Belgian player. It was a good match, not my ideal conditions. It was raining every day there. Very hard to win the point my way kind of, and really I had to be more patient and not as aggressive as I usually am, because that would bring me no good. So still, not a bad loss, but again, I mean, first round, not ideal. From there, afterwards, I went to Slovenia and played another 15K event where I actually reached the quarterfinals. So I won the first round against a player ranked around 1,000 and won my second round against another player who ranked 900. And those were actually pretty good matches level-wise. The second one especially, it was probably the longest match I've ever played for sure, 3 hours and 54. And I ended up winning 6-4, 6-7, 7-6. So that was quite an insane result. They were both like pretty dirty matches where I had to, not only rely on my big shots to win, because again, on clay and the balls tend to not be as good anymore. So conditions were pretty slow. Couldn't do as much damage as I wanted to. So I had to really dig deep and find other ways of winning the match. And then in the quarterfinals, I lost to a French young talent who's ranked around 600 in what I like to refer as the best match that no one ever saw. Because there's no one watching, but I thought the level was actually incredible. In terms of action and who's gonna win, who's not gonna win, it was impossible to predict until the end. It was a crazy fight on both sides. I ended up losing 6-3 in the third, but it was also I think 3 hours and 30 at least. So another super long and tiring match, and momentum kept shifting. It was really an all-out battle out there. So that was my best result on clay so far. And then I played one more event in Hungary where I was able to beat a qualifier first round, and then I lost in the second round 6-0 in the third. Not the best result. I won the first set and then I lost 2 in love. So not ideal, but I played a very good player who's only ranked around 700 right now, but he was ranked 200 just a couple years ago. So he definitely has the tennis level in him. This time I actually do have a few clips of the match, and put in simple terms, he was simply better in the rally. Whenever I couldn't come forwards or hurt him straight away with my serve, or maybe have my feet inside the court in the first 2-3 balls, they always seemed to find a way to beat me in the neutral rally from the back. And I don't really have an answer. He was obviously unpredictable because he was ranked at just 780 now, but having been ranked much higher not too long ago, he obviously had the level to play excellent tennis, which in the second and third set he did. So again, as with most of my matches, not any bad losses really. I mean, only one loss to a guy who's ranked worse than me, and I've just played really good opponents, but unfortunately the numbers are clear. On clay this year, I got 7 wins and 9 losses. So not what I was hoping for, and as I said, bad draws and very good opponents didn't help, but going through a patch where you're not winning a lot of matches is never good regardless. Nonetheless, for me, clay season was over now. The plan was to play around 70% of the year on hardcourt and 30% on clay. And I played 9 tournaments this year, so I was pretty much done with clay. So after a week of training on hard courts, getting used to the quicker surface and style of play, I was about to play my first tournament back in Ajaccio, France. This was the 25K event in the beautiful island of Corsica, and I was very excited to play there.
It was my third time playing this event actually, so I was pretty used to the courts and conditions already. And I knew it was gonna be hot and humid, but I really liked the speed of the court and balls here. Since it was my first tournament on hard in over 3 months, I still got a few days early to get used to playing there and get some points in on hardcourt, which I haven't done in a while. The first day I also competed in doubles and managed to get a tight win. And that was very good to get used to serving and returning on these courts, and in general to get into match rhythm. Meanwhile, the singles draw came out, and saw that my draws were continuing the recent trend of playing incredibly good players. This time I was facing the number 1 seed, Arthur Boquier, ranked 216 ATP, so the second best player I ever faced. Fresh off Wimbledon qualifying and winning a round as well. But you can bet I was gonna find myself ready for a battle. One positive thing about playing strong players is that you can actually research them and find out how they play beforehand, and can prepare the match a little earlier. I did my research and find out a couple things that were good to know. Firstly, that he had a very good serve. And secondly, that he had ups and downs frequently. Usually players with that high ranking are pretty solid and consistent, but by highlights I saw, he liked looking for ways to close the point early on, often with drop shots as well. But there does seem to be times where he kind of abused that and made mistakes. We're gonna see how all that would play out. I'm off to a tricky start as I had to fight off 2 break points to hold the game, and now I'm 2-1 down, but on serve. I dunked that overhand in the net, but still I'm able to get to 15-0. And this is what I really missed on clay as well. These 1-2 punches with a good serve and a forehand afterwards, which was so hard to do successfully on clay, as well as getting free points on my serve from time to time. I get to deuce yet again, and the thing that was clear from early on was how fast the pace is. I mean, coming from clay and frankly not having practice with someone who has this pace recently, I felt like I had no time. And luckily this point is slicing a bit, so I have time to get into rhythm and get a feel for my shots and timing. I end up closing the game, and we're 2-all now. I get a pretty good return on a stretch there, and the point is on. Unlucky with the net trap, and then at 30 love, another good return, but he reads it well and gets me on the run immediately. Yeah, most of his service games so far were going pretty quick. It was very difficult to return. On my service games though, it was always a bit tougher and I had to fight to hold. Played a pretty good point there being aggressive. I knew I had to get him on the move because otherwise he would be the one dictating, and that would only bring me disadvantages. $30-all here though, so I need to be careful now not to concede any more breakpoints. The inside in approach and then almost like a block volley. I get on the reach to hit a second volley, and then he lobs me as a third pass. Luckily I'm able to take care of it. And then here, after serving wide, I waste no time to use my inside-in forehand to win the point. I'm up below 15 this game, and the next point I get a clean return with the backhand, and force them to come forwards with a drop shot shortly after. All that remains is to put away the volley. I don't know how, but I slipped quite a bit there, almost as if I was on clay, and now it's 15-30. A backhand miss gave me 2 breakpoints. After a solid return, I try to take control of the forehand in that cross-court rally, staying solid and waiting for a chance. And eventually he drop shots in the net to give me the break. I knew that was a thing of his, as I said in the beginning, so some points I just had to stay solid and not overdo it, because mistakes would also come. I'm 30-15 up here, and consolidating the break was no easy task in all honesty. Also guys, sorry if the quality of the footage is not great. I took this from the ITF camera, and it's the best possible quality they had, so that's as good as it gets. I don't understand why. They literally set up these cameras this year for this event, so why not get some decent quality? Might as well, right? Anyway, back to the action, and this is a long point, just as it is an important one. We exchange a couple of slices here, and then I have this pretty easy forehand where I look for too much depth though. At 30-all, we get a very clean shank counter appearance, not even by me this time, and that earns me the ball to go up 5-3. An arguable decision to drop shot there, really didn't know what else to do frankly, and I get punished with a return winner next. And now I'm faced with a break back point. The volley in the net, and that break lead is gone. And it was hard enough to break him once, doing it twice would be very, very difficult. A few points later, I'm 40-15 down. And when he serves well and hit the forehand on the first ball, it's very difficult to stay in the rally, even if he didn't take risks. Luckily, I also had my good share of moments on serve, so every once in a while, an ace or a direct point were coming in. I earn another good point here to get up to 30 love, and honestly I haven't been missing much so far in terms of free errors, but being too passive will lead him to play shots like these. The next point is another chance to close the game, and on serve, priority was always looking for my forehand that first ball. Such a weapon it has become. The approach here, and he misses the pass, so 5-all. The next game it gets very real very fast, as we're 30-all, and I'm kind of scrambling with the change of directions. The slice forehand here, definitely unexpected as he closes the net afterwards. He double faults though afterwards, so it's deuce, but he aces. And then he aces me again, because why not? If only I can ace whenever I was in trouble. Instead, I double fault the first point. 15-all, and it's really not time to slow down. It's the moment I have to bring it if I want a shot at this set. Good point there, and soon after I'm 40-15, where he misses the return. He starts out with a double fault the breaker. A cross-court forehand which I probably could have got to, not sure why I ran so slow to be honest, but yeah, 1-all here, and a good serve plus forehand combo. At 2-all, a missed return, and we proceed on serve. What a point we play here, and then I get lucky with the net strap this time. A good serve puts me up 4-3, but he responds with an even better one. Decent return here at 4-all, and I can get to that drop shot this time, so all that's left is an easy overhead. No comment really, nothing. I try to make up for it, but he passes me, so I'm 6-4 down. Stay in the set for now. This first serve, I honestly just guess he's going T, and that's why I'm able to make this return. And give myself a lifeline here, playing this point out. He misses the pass, and so we're 6-all. A missed return each, and it's 7-all. A double fault though gives him the mini break. And despite playing off the second serve, I missed the return to give him the first set. So yeah, there goes a set where I've had plenty of chances, starting from a break up to that easy overhead in the tiebreaker. Obviously I'm still facing a very good player, but in that moment you don't really think about that. You just think about the chances you had. But I had to do my best to block them out and try to start fresh and play a great point here. You know, if you take away those moments, I was playing pretty good tennis. I mean, I felt well physically, so there was really no reason why I couldn't turn this around if I kept cool mentally as well. I tried to trap him on the backhand side this rally, and eventually hit a winner. A few good serves there from the both of us, and shortly after we're 1-all. I hit this forehand cross on the reach, but he comes up with this unexpected drop shot cross court, so I'm 15-30 down. A bad forehand miss, and it's not looking great. I missed that volley, no surprise, and I'm down a break now. To add to it, I summoned the Shankometer. It was quite a shame being down a break this early on, but that's how it is against good players. Play one bad game and you're screwed. 40-15 down here, trying to hold on to this game, but I'm under big pressure straight away, forced to hit a pass on the run. I get to this short volley and go down the line with the forehand, but his backhand hits the net strap, which messes up my timing and I miss the volley. So the break is consolidated, and now I'm 15-30 on my serve as well. Thankfully I get that point, and then I get up to 40-30. I really need to win this game to keep my chances alive. A pretty crazy point, but I end up losing it, so I have to battle it out at deuce. This time, I close the smash and earn myself another chance to win the game. But I miss whatever you call this shot, and it's deuce again. He's really trying to mess up my tempo right now by mixing heights and pace, because he can see I'm playing pretty well with consistent pace. Luckily, 2 missed returns hand me the game. But then there's not much I can do in his next service game. Even though this last one was out, the ref gives it to him. So now it's about holding again. Luckily, a better start as I'm up 30 love, but that doesn't last too long as he wins the next two. So yet another big point here. Thankfully, the drop shot does seem to pay out here for me as I pass him with the next ball and take home the game. The problem was still that he had been untouchable on serve. Even here, the drop shot is good and I can get to it, but there's no really way for me to win the point. At this point, there's a feeling that, I don't know if I'm the only one getting this, but if you're a tennis player, maybe you do as well. But you're like, okay, even if I lose, I know I played a great match. I was neck and neck against a player who was 200 ATP, so it's fine, you know? But that's what stops you from making that extra push that maybe is just what you need to turn this match around. You cannot get to a point where you're satisfied, not until you win the match, that is. You can only be satisfied with a loss after the match is done and say like, okay, I played well, whatever, but not during. I make it to 5-4, and here we go now, the game of truth. He misses the pass and we're 15-all. And a volley missed right on the net strap gives me an opening. Big serve wide and probably my best return yet, but he's there and makes that back and down the line to hit a winner. Second serve here at 30-all, and I get in the rally. Push him outside with a forehand cross, and he wants to go for too much down the line and misses. And then goes too much again to hit a double fault and keep me alive. You're probably thinking I'm very lucky in these matches, because against Cressy as well, if you've seen the video, he double faults in a similar situation. And yeah, partly that's true, but also I believe you have to put pressure on your opponent for him to miss. I finally make a volley here and go up 6-5. My backhand bounces right on the line and he shanks the forehand into space. At 15-30 he aces me wide though. A decent but not great return, but a rare easy miss by him and suddenly you have a set point. But I missed the return. A great serve wide here, followed by the forehand, and when he plays like that, there's nothing you can do. But he then misses this ball, and I'm still in this game. A double fault at deuce, and another set point. A missed forehand there, and it seems like I have come back from the dead once again. Glad I was able to turn that around, and I know he's probably gonna start off hot as he's super angry he lost the lead. But I think I could turn this into an advantage, because if he goes for too much, I can get some few extra misses out of him. The first game of any set is always super important, so I was really doing everything in my power to fight and take it home. I seem to be getting the upper hand here as I get him on a stretch, and the next shot I go inside out again, and that helps me take the vital first game. This next game had short rallies won by both, and here at 40-30 he does miss by a little bit to give me the deuce. And this point here, this one felt like Christmas, a golden opportunity to take an early break, but he aces me. And another one after. And another one after that one. When you play these great servers, it can be quite nerve-wracking, because you maybe work hard to build yourself a break opportunity, and then you lose the game without making another ball. But it's just something you have to accept and move on. I'm already focused on my service game now, as I'm up 30-15. I get this easy ball, and a little scared there at the end, but I do win this game. 15-all here, and once I see my return gets him on his back foot, I waste no time to step in, and even with the backhand I try to put pressure. 15-30, and a look to get a break point, and he throws away the point with this drop shot. A great serve saves the first break point though. The down the line backhand here, and surely he was not expecting it, but sometimes you have to go for it, and that's what I did, and it paid off. As you can see, silently pumping myself up, because for the first time since that break in the first set, I felt like I was in control of the match, and not him, and could smell victory. I hold to love, and it's looking good now. But I knew he was gonna bring a fight, and I would have to take this lead to the end. The job was far from done. But you know, on my side, I wanted to squeeze out every possible point from him and try to get above him in all aspects, because he must have been not feeling great mentally being 4-1 down in the third set with all that happened. The camera just stopped for a second for some reason, and he does win that game, not sure how, I don't really remember. But now I'm love 15 down, serving at 4-2. And again, trying to make him play under pressure and crack him. That's how I got to lead this match anyway, not by just making balls. We get the 30 all here, and a good first serve, but he pushes me back. The net strap drives the ball into my backhand corner, and the rally carries on. At the end though, a big shank. I play a good point here until I'm able to approach, but my volleys suck, so it's deuce. Yeah, very unfortunate point there, followed by a double fault, so my break lead was gone. The reliable inside in puts me up just slightly in the game, and if I could surprise him with a break now, it would be huge. Able to break him again, and now serving for the match. A missed return to start things off, and great to have another first serve in the following point, putting me up. And then one of the best serves of the match gives me 3 match points. 4 first serves, and ladies and gentlemen, that is officially the best win of my career. Beating ATP 216, 6-3 in the third. What a match it has been. The level is very high, and considering this was my first match back on hard in 3 months, that's not bad at all. Very happy with this one, but also pretty tired and fatigued. The pace was very high and took some time to get used to. But I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed winning this match, and stay tuned because I'll be posting my second round match next week, and that's also a banger.